I am resuming my play of the last Blackwell game. What I'm primarily going to do is silent playthrough without too much commentary along the way.
Detective?
Uh-huh.
About George.
How many times?
Sorry. Have you ever been to Grace Church?
Church? No.
No reason. Can you tell me anything?
I told you.
Do you know anything about Leah's daughter?
I told you. I can't.
Are you familiar with Emil?
I told you.
Have you ever played an online game?
Nah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
no, Durkin was right. I'll keep out.
I have no idea where that autosave was. So, this is more like it.
Oh, it's you. Sam told me you'd be swinging by.
Hi, Corey, was it?
No, it's Officer Palmer.
So Durkin told me to speak.
Yes, Congratulations. I don't know why you're so special, but you need any information from us, I'll see about it. But you talk to me, and
Perfectly. I'm sorry.
don't even go there. I don't care what you saw, or what the evidence. Leah wouldn't, and if she did, then she wasn't Leah.
So are...
Good?
You don't think I still killed it?
I don't know what to, but Durkin vouches for you, and he now owes me a favor. So, I guess I come out ahead.
Is Detective Durkin...
I haven't seen him since yesterday. I'm sure he's wandering around somewhere.
You seem to be taking lead.
The chief would agree with you. That's why I'm shackled behind this desk instead of out there doing something.
So what's the latest?
He was killed with a .22 caliber bullet. That's all we know so far. We're still talking to Leah's ex-husband, but he's got a pretty solid alibi.
How did Kendra die? Was that ever established?
I read the autopsy report. It was definitely a bullet wound. It went right through her shoulder. Clean hole all the way through. The coroner said that she bled to death, but could have survived if she was brought to a hospital right away. I don't understand this. Not at all.
Did you know Emil Haskins at all?
I don't know much. Just what Leah used to tell me. I got the impression he was a deadbeat. Always out of a job, always late with child support payments, things like that. Guess he doesn't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
So what's the story with you and Leah? I get the...
Yeah, I guess I partnered with her back when I first joined them. She taught me a lot. Everything, really. She was a rock. She was a rising star. Why would she...
I'm working on it, Corey.
That's Officer Palmer.
Is there any...
Officer Piero was juggling a demanding job, a growing daughter, and there was immense pressure on her, but I still don't buy that
George and Leah both were members of a self-help group. They...
Oh yeah, Leah
She did?
Yeah, she didn't go into detail, but I know it meant a lot to her. She used to tell me that nobody could ever fall so far that they couldn't still reach for a helping hand. I'm not sure what that meant, but she used to say it all the time.
You don't think it's relevant that both Leah and George went to the same...
That group met over 20 years, but even still, the two of them were a couple. They did lots of things. Went to the same restaurants, went to the same shows, so they went to the same church.
You don't think it's relevant...
That group met, I think it...
Well, I'd better go.
Sure.
Joey, I'd like to talk.
What is it?
I can't believe I was arrested.
Does it matter? They already got a
Great. I know that there are a lot of self-help groups in New York, but I've never heard of any that can...
Whoever they are, we'll get to...
I wonder if Durkin gave me access to George Austin's...
Have you tried going up?
Not yet.
Well then.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Can you tell me...
No. But if you have any old...
Better not. If you did that...
My name is Rosangela Blackwell.
Is this about George?
That's right.
I still can't believe it. But here's the key. 12th floor.
Thanks. Yep, just old clothes. I think they might be... That'd look amazing.
Darling, that thing's big.
I'd never sneak it past the... Is that a genuine Ming? No, it looks... Bok choy, garam masala, quinoa, branzino.
It's either a shopping list...
I don't need somebody... A saucepan and some cooking implements. Me cook? It's empty. Whoever this Michael is, he seems to know quite a lot. So this Michael has a source who knows about bestowers, about me. This is starting to get personal. A little table. It'd be a nice place to sit with a glass of wine at sunset. If there... Things might be... The view up... It might be pretty in the spring, but for now I don't think I can do anything.
This is private property, you know.
Hmm? Oh, hi there.
Yes, hi there. What are you doing up here?
I'm a friend of George Austin.
A friend, of course. I suppose he was bound to get to a redhead sooner or later.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
Please, it's none of my business. Anyway, I'd best head back in. But I'm sure I'll see you around. Ta.
Huh, locked. Joey, could you...
What is it?
Joey?
What's going on?
The ghost on the roof was George's neighbor. If we can get through to her,
You say that like it's easy to get a spook. Whatever this note says, it's too... Hi there.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Kind of. I think you met my friend.
I see. You're both looking after George's place.
Yeah, something like that. So you actually live here?
Yes? Why are you so surprised?
Well, this place is kind of, well, empty.
I live alone.
That's not what I mean. Look around. There's nothing in here.
What on earth are you...
So,
I might not have the highbrow taste that George has, but and twice as comfortable.
who are you if you don't...
Cute.
Huh?
Wait, you're serious? Well, isn't this delicious? It's so rare that I get to be the mysterious one.
My name's Joey.
You honestly don't know who I am.
I'm afraid not.
I admit, I'm fascinated. I know your name, but you don't know mine. It's not often that I'm in this position.
So, are you gonna tell me or what?
I think not. I want to savor this for just a little.
Come on, you...
I can't tell if you're being genuine or...
Why not both?
Well, see if you can...
So what is this? You famous?
Or some...
Listen, it's...
What on earth could be...
It's...
No. I'm enjoying this...
Could I ask you a couple...
You don't even know my name.
Well, maybe if you actually...
No. Like I said...
Come on.
No. You'll figure it out.
Well, whoever...
Say hi to George.
No point in leaving that way. I can only leave with Red and she... It's as far... It says, I know about Heather, and it's signed by someone named Jay. Hi there.
Hello? What brings...
I know about... Do you know anything?
About what?
This note.
I have no idea.
And what's it doing?
I have no...
Okay. The note is... Who's Jay?
I have no idea.
Come on.
No. You'll figure...
Well, who...
Say hi to...
Hey, get over...
Uh-huh.
Dunno why you're hanging around here. Let's check... Any thoughts on...
She's inside a locked apartment, Joey. You're the one...
I'll let you handle the... Who is this Michael?
When we find him,
A
they're set up...
Huh, I guess... A roof deck like this, I wonder if money act...
I'll settle for Central... No answer. It says Grace Church in New York, Episcopal. I'm not stealing. It says, of course, I'm not stealing. Besides, I'd never. It says, of course, we. Hi, remember?
Yes, and would you...
Sorry. I'm looking for
Grace Group?
They used to meet here, in the basement.
There are hundreds of so-called Grace Groups, and they all have me. You will have to be
Do you know when?
in my line of work.
Do you
I'm afraid I haven't memorized perils of modern technology.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling her, but you...
So there's this woman that might have.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're...
There are tons of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask about them. Well,
Stay...
No connect. He was part of the group. If there's a connect. I don't need to turn. Officer Palmer.
Yeah.
There are tons of case files listed. Do you know if any of George Austin's...
It's not in any of the report.
No, not yet. But she lived across from George.
I can't, now. The way the system works, I can only... Sorry.
Does this phone number mean it?
Not really.
Trace it?
Run the number, see who it belongs to. With it.
I found it on George...
Oh, we ran that.
You did?
Yeah. It belonged to Grace Church. Probably calling for donations or something.
Yeah, or something.
Do you know anyone... You don't think it's relevant that both Leah...
That group... I think it's...
Well, I'd better go.
Sure.
Officer Palmer...
Yeah.
Well, I'd better...
Sure.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Do you know who lived in the...
I'm afraid not. I only started working here a few months ago.
There are tons of case files listed. Does this phone number... Did George...
I'm afraid...
Did George...
Grace Group?
It might.
I know he often went... Sorry.
Not worse... Is that a gen? Is that a gen? If I switch it off, it'll be. It looks like a rake.
A table and chair. Some dead plants. Hi there.
Hello again. What brings you?
Are you sure you don't?
No. Please stop.
Come on.
No. You'll figure it out.
Are you?
No. Please
Well,
say hi to George.
I don't think. It's the front door. Please.
Bok choy, garam masala. I don't need somebody. Meek. I don't even know what. I think they might. Joey,
What?
got a sec?
Yeah?
I've got a list of all the people found in the Carth house. It's complete now. The ghost on the roof was George's neighbor. If we can get through to her.
You say that like it's easy to get a spook.
Excuse.
Yeah.
I checked with the police. This number. A man I'm looking for made a phone call from the. His name is Michael.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking.
Are you sure you don't know anybody?
Quite possible.
Are you?
Quite.
Do you know
In my line of work.
So there's this woman that.
I'm afraid I don't.
There are tons of case files listed here. I'm looking for.
Grace Group.
They used to meet here in the.
There are hundreds of so-called. You will have to be
The telephone that uses this.
Why would you need to know that?
Michael used the phone. Maybe he left a clue behind when he.
And he could have used any one of a dozen offices in our administration wing.
Really? Over a dozen?
Yes. So, if you want to locate Michael Cooper, you'll have to find another way.
Wait, Cooper?
Pardon?
You said Michael Cooper.
Isn't that the gentleman you're...
No, I just said his...
So you did. Slip of the tongue. My apologies.
You need to tell me who
I told you I don't know.
You need to tell...
I told you.
That tactic ain't working, sweetheart. You need...
So you don't know...
No.
Are you sure you don't...
Quite possible.
Well...
Stay.
Huh. So Michael Cooper was a priest. Interesting. Excuse me.
Yes.
Michael Cooper.
So?
So, it's a pretty big coincidence. Please stop lying.
I'm not.
You're not telling me the whole truth.
I made a... He came to me scared, begging me to protect him, to give him... He was ranting. I should have turned... But we roomed together at the seminary. We were close.
You can take me.
He's raving. He's mad. He says he's in a battle for his... Is this true?
Yes.
He's in the... It's closed for the winter break, so it seemed like a good a place as any to... Here's a key. The entrance is... Please, do... Just don't...
Don't worry.
So, thrown out of it. I suppose, with our record, it was only a...
The entrance to the school is around the block. Let's go. No need to pay attention to that.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of
It's dark
righteousness
up.
for his name's sake. You!
Michael?
Stay back, bestower.
Just a second.
I said stay back!
Whoa, calm down.
Oh yeah? Tell that to Leah and George and the others.
Others? How many of you are there?
You don't even know that. You don't know a thing, do you? This wasn't the
Plan?
Yes. We get the bestower to escort our souls to the next world. Protect us from this force that is after us. Instead, you let us be destroyed.
You think I wanted the people dying, souls torn apart?
Of course not. Well, look at what we...
I'm sorry. Whatever is going on.
I see. And what about him?
Huh?
Your friend. The man behind you. He hasn't said a word since you walked in here.
Me? Do you mean me?
Yes, you. Don't look so surprised. How else could I have known who you were? Now get out of here. You've been nothing but trouble ever since George went to look for you.
You really don't want to...
I believe she is right, my host.
That voice. It can't be.
I told you to stay in the other room.
Yes, my host, I know. But I had to intervene. These two know me. If I may...
Fine. Fine. Just make it quick. I'm losing concentration.
Malone, Blackwell, what a pleasant surprise to see you both again.
Yeah, surprise is the word. What the hell are you doing here?
Is it not obvious? You freed me, Malone, brought me back into this world, and as befits all of our kind, I had a host waiting for me, and so I have returned to my former duties.
Look, as much as I am touched by this reunion, I need to focus.
Perhaps we should all converse outside.
Fine. Outside. Just leave me in peace.
Thank you, my host.
You're a
What gave it away? The spirit. Look, maintaining this circle leaves me a bit. If you can help, great. If not, well, just go talk to her. And though I walk through the valley of the shadow
I'll
of
just
death,
wait until...
I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Blackwell, Malone, it's been a long time since we've been able to converse.
It's been almost 6 months since Joey freed you. How come we're only seeing you?
I admit the transition hasn't been. I have had 3 hosts since returning to this world. The first was an old man on the edge of death. He lingered for 6 weeks before finally succumbing to the inevitable. When the old man passed, I became bound to his niece for a time. She ran every time she saw me. I tried to keep my distance, give her time to adjust, but in the end, the poor woman died, and I was passed to her brother, the man inside.
Do you know what's going on? Why are these souls being attacked?
I do not know. Like you, we saw it happen. We saw a soul being torn. I'm afraid my host became a little...
Why was George looking for me?
We needed a bestower. A proper bestower. My host and I were not up to the task.
Eh?
It might be due to my time in the void. It might be because my host's soul has been marked by whatever is out there. But in any case, our abilities are limited. We cannot even help lost souls move on as you do. We can see them and talk to them, but that is all. Hence why we needed you.
Lucky us.
So what can we do? We don't even know what's going on.
Our theory was that you could help move these poor souls into the next world before they were destroyed. But it appears that it did not achieve the desired result.
You could say that, yeah.
You must investigate. My host and I are restricted, but you two are not. If anyone can help uncover why these poor spirits are being attacked and stop it, it is you.
You should really call.
Forgive me. When you are as old as I am, all the names blur together. So I tend to address those I speak to by their family name. It is just easier than I'm afraid it is a habit that is...
So how'd you like being on the outside? I imagine it's better than being trapped.
I had thought, I had hoped, that being brought back to the mortal world would force me to obey mortal law. Instead, no, it is not. I have returned to my former duties, therefore But yes, it is nicer than being trapped in the void.
Not as...
Well, I must rectify that.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know anything?
I know that it meant a great deal to my host. Whatever happened at those meetings, but obviously...
So you don't know anything?
I'm afraid not.
What can you tell me about Father?
Cooper is my host. We have not had the time to get to...
Is he always this...
Do have some pity. He has lost his uncle, he has been forced to accept the spirit world, and the possible loss of his own soul. If anyone deserves some...
Is there anything else?
Sadly, no.
There's a ghost haunting the empty apartment.
I see. Well...
Do you know a place called the...
I'm afraid I...
Why do you let Father...
It is what my host...
So?
Simply that. I must...
Ah, right, Siri.
No story, Malone. If my host wishes me to leave him alone...
That...
Of course. It is my duty.
So,
No!
Of course, some of us take our duties more serious.
Well, I suppose...
Of course.
Hey,
Yeah?
I know that there are a lot of
Whoever...
I still can't get over that
Yeah, and he's right in the thick of...
He didn't ask for this, Joey. The ghost on the roof was George's neighbor. If we can get through to...
You say that?
I always used to wonder what it would be like. Never thought it would... Michael has got to know more than he...
Maybe we should keep talking to him. He's...
Father Michael?
Lord is my
Yeah?
I can't believe there's no...
Medium?
Sorry, I've been calling myself medium for so long.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not like I have nobody living.
Hey, look, I'd love to swap ghost stories with you.
Right, sorry. Maybe we'll... You know, after we save your soul.
Sure.
What is this?
Oh, this. Matt, it prevents anything spiritual from... It takes some concentration to maintain, so I'm sorry if...
How did you learn?
You mean that our souls were...
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago. I was at the bedside of a friend. Jeffrey, his name was. He went to the Grace Group meetings back in the... He had been in a car accident. Hit and run. He was dying, and when he died, his spirit being torn apart, he
I know. I saw it.
Anyway, with Madeline's help, I began looking into other members. You know the rest.
So you're working with.
Working? I guess I've been too busy being scared to give it any serious.
So why'd you send
Her presence disturbs my concentration, so she's keeping as far away.
What about us?
You're the ones who are going to save my hide. For you?
Could you tell me it was some.
About 20 years ago, I was a very different person. I suppose you could call me an alcoholic, although I wouldn't have said it at the time. Then I saw an ad in the newspaper. It promised. It seemed to be some kind of hippie. I don't remember much about the meetings, but somehow I had discovered that going to seminary
Made sense.
I just knew it was what I was meant to be.
Is there anything else?
No.
What about your.
Look, you're not exactly catchy. I can't do anything. I'm not a true. Madeline says she's been weakened, or I've been weak. Believe me, if I could do what you can do, but I can't.
Anything else?
No, I just.
Did you know that there's a ghost?
Really?
Do you know anything?
Sadly, no.
There are tons of case files. What happened?
That's just. Until recently, I never questioned it before. I'd go, I'd sit down and leave. I'd meet with the other members for coffee afterward. What on earth did we talk about? We must have found something. But I do remember a man, Benjiro. He ran the meetings.
Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember.
How many people?
There were 6 of us. You already know about Leah and George and myself. The others are dead.
Who were they?
Does it matter? They are dead.
Even still.
Jeffrey Dutta, Heather Goffstein, Peter Fielding.
Could you tell me?
God, Jeffrey Dutta. When he walked into that Grace Group meeting, I thought he was in the wrong. I mean, the guy was a Wall Street broker, for crying out loud. But he later confessed that he tried to.
So what happened?
He became a professional. He used to pocket millions a year plus bonuses. Then he was picking up. He was hit by a car crossing. I was at his bedside when he died. Madeline had been around for about a month, and I thought I was supposed to help him. You know what happened.
Could you tell me?
Peter Fielding, yes. I never had much He died several months ago.
You saw his soul being.
Well, no. He died before Madeline came into my life, but he went to Grace Group meetings, and he's.
Tell me about Heather Goffstein.
Yes, I asked George if he knew where she was. He told me she was dead. I'm afraid it's too.
Is this like Peter? Did you?
No, I didn't. Seeing it happen once is.
So you don't know for sure.
Not it.
So the man who ran.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't.
There are tons. Did you?
Really?
Do you know?
Sadly.
How exactly did?
Why? Are you going to try and find his spirit? There is.
You said it yourself. You don't.
It was some kind of accident. I read about his death in the obituaries. Too late for his funeral, sad.
Can you tell me again?
I told you before.
Just you.
It was some kind of accident. I read about his death.
How did Heather go?
I'm afraid George was the one who kept in touch with her. He told me she died, but he didn't tell me how or when. I suppose it does.
All right, Michael.
Of course. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul.
No connection that I can see.
He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
If there's a connection.
And though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. That's far enough.
Oh, come.
Sorry. Bestower or get back. Ugh. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemy.
Madeline?
Yes.
Michael said that
My host has said as much to me, yes.
Could you tell me about...
I'm afraid...
Do you know...
I have never met him. He passed...
Michael believes his soul was all...
He might be right, if his spirit still exists.
Do you know anything about Heather Goffstein?
I know of her, but I have never met her. She passed away before my host and I became...
Michael believes her soul...
It is certainly possible, but I refuse...
Do you know...
I know...
Michael
It is...
Well,
Of course.
Officer
Yeah.
I'm trying to find someone named Ben.
No.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey?
Let's see. Yep, hit and run. Technically, the case is open, but nobody has any hopes that it will be.
Can you tell me?
Okay. Yep, here he is. Peter Fielding, age 54, owned a fitness center in Murray Hill called Field's Gym. He fell off a ladder while fixing a light bulb in the locker room, hit his head on the bench, and bled to death. Nobody found him for several hours. An ambulance was called.
Nothing more than.
That's pretty opening.
Do you have any record?
Let me check. Nope, nothing on Heather.
There are tons of cases. Well, I better.
Sure.
If there's a connection. There was a Maggie Fielding arrested at the Carth House. She might be a relative of Peter Fielding, but it's a common surname. No, I... It says members only. It says It seems to open with a key card.
Looks like some kind of headshot photo. Probably someone famous who uses the gym. Let's see here. Tanya Corsi. Hey, what is that? Yeah. Her name is Her name is It's a number on the calendar. It's a number. It's a number. What do you want me to do? Looks like they just scribbled a Looks like that picture frame. I can't. I'm not just gonna. Run. Even if she's got one of those. Nobody here.
Hey, does it look right? Seriously, does it look right?
Does what look right?
The light bulb. I could swear it was.
It looks fine to me.
Huh. Gotta do everything myself.
Just a forgotten. Hey, friend.
Are you sure there's nothing wrong?
I'm no expert, but...
Well, what?
Hey, is your...
That's me.
No reason.
Yes, I do. My dad built it. Been running it around.
So what's...
It's driving me crazy. There's something...
Well, like I said...
I'll just have to keep checking.
Nice
Thanks.
No, I really don't think...
It's amazing. You're young. Your metabolism... But time catches up with you before...
You're preaching to the choir, Peter.
Well...
So...
Fine.
You don't feel...
What?
Well, just hypothetically speaking...
What, like...
Not...
I am on a strict diet of wheatgrass shakes and...
So, you run this place...
Sort of. He built it when he left the army. I took over...
So, you run...
Sort of.
Do you know Heather...
You know Heather?
Kinda.
Wow. Heather.
Can you tell...
It's been... a while.
Can you tell...
It's been...
So tell me about...
I'm the guy who's gonna...
So tell...
I'm...
Did you know...
You know Jeff?
Not really.
Good guy. Took care of my neighbor's dog when she was on vacation.
Do you know anything about Benjiro?
Sure.
Well,
Funny. I can't. It's been 20.
sure, people forget.
That's it. I just didn't think.
Are you sure
I'm afraid.
you ever go to...
No, sorry, I haven't.
I hear Tanya Corsi...
She's been coming here for you. That body you see on TV?
Well, we all gotta be proud. Hey,
You know it. Michael. How is he?
He's...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ever hear of the Grace?
You know about that?
Sure.
Wow. Well, yeah. I went to.
Why's that?
Well, I wasn't the most focused. It's a long story, but in the end, I went to work with my dad running the. It's been my life.
Is there any...
What's to say? God, I'm afraid.
Can you...
No. No.
Are you...
I'm afraid.
Did
You know,
Not real.
good guy.
So, you run this...
Sort of.
Well, I'll...
You got it. I'll be.
I'm not just gonna... Just to forget. It's empty. Hey, anyone in here? Anyone? Please? Well, that was just... a TV showing some... So I found
Peter?
Yeah, he's spiritually speaking.
Huh. Michael was sure that Peter's.
Just between you and me, Michael doesn't look to be sure. Hey, get over it.
Yeah,
You wanna get a few rounds?
I'm not exactly dressed.
Don't know who this Heather lady.
She could be, but he didn't actually see it.
For a dead guy, let's make sure. Jeffrey Dutta. That's 3. We need to put a stop to that. The Deacon, Gavin, Charlie Meltzer, and let's find him so we can. You ever watch the?
No, her show was on in the morning, and I'm more of a.
So, have you heard of this
Tanya.
No, it's the name of our roof spook.
You could say that.
I think you mean she had it. Hi there.
Hello again. What brings you?
You're Tanya.
I knew. That's me. Tanya, of course. Now all the mystery.
Are you sure you?
No, please stop.
Do you know?
No.
Come on, that note.
So, I don't know.
So,
I do. After what happened to him, I just couldn't.
you mean his?
Death. So senseless.
Do you know a guy? Does the?
Benjiro.
I believe so.
Sorry, I don't.
You ever?
Sorry.
So,
You want to get to know the Tanya that you don't read about, and
if you let.
I barely know you, Mr. Although if you swing by more often, you might learn a thing.
Come on.
You've been doing nothing but ask questions since you came in here.
Fair point. Do you know a Mike?
I don't.
Do you know anything about a
Grace Group?
so?
A brutal taskmaster, but
Nope. Is there any? Did you ever see?
no,
Is there any? Did you ever?
no,
Are you sure?
no. Please stop.
Well, Tanya.
Ta.
Tanya was the host of the Good Morning Show. I remember hearing that they got a new host, but I didn't know this was the reason. Channel 11. I think their head office is in Penn Plaza. Can't hurt to ask around. The local news is airing. They're talking about the weather. Looks like he's got a bunch of news wire reports. It's pretty empty here tonight. Excuse me.
Hmm?
Hi, I'm Roseanne.
Certainly do. Jim Peebles, senior producer. How can I help you?
So what do you do here?
I'm the head producer for the Good Morning Show with Kathy Carden.
Isn't that Tanya Corsi's old show?
Yes, it is.
It's pretty empty.
Well, look outside. The weather's horrible, and almost everybody commutes to work. Nobody can get in, so we're running on a skeleton.
Did you work here when Tanya...
Yes. What?
I'm looking into...
Wasn't it an act?
That's why I'm looking into it.
Huh. Well...
Can you tell me...
Me? Well, what? I started working at a copywriter's desk about 30 years...
Can you tell...
Me? Well, what you see, I started working...
A note was...
And?
And your name begins with J.
Serious?
You're in journalism. You...
Well, sorry, I didn't write any note to Tanya.
Can you...
I can think of 6 who work in this office alone. I'm sure...
Can you think of any other...
I can think of...
Do you know anything about the death of Peter Fielding? He owned a gym and...
No. Although you've reminded me, I haven't hit the gym in a while.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey Dutta?
Sorry.
Have you ever...
Benjir.
There are tons of case files listed here. What can you tell me about...
I liked her. Some anchors think they're the be-all and end-all, but not her. She knew we were all in this together, and worked well. That's how you make a news show. Everyone needs...
Can you tell me...
Well, like I said, we all...
Do you know a priest by...
I'm afraid I haven't...
There's the self-help service.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for your time.
Sure thing.
It's all gob. Wouldn't know how to use. What do you want me? We're not here to. He twitched a bit, but.
They both worked for the good... Joey, could you come out?
Hi there.
Hello. What brings...
I met one of your.
What about...
Oh, nothing. I was just.
I don't spread gossip except when I'm on the...
Do you know?
No.
Come on. That.
So, I don't know...
Well, Tom.
Ta.
No, I... They both work... No connection. No. No. I can't... No con... No con... If there's a connection... No answer.
Malone, Blackwell, a pleasure to see you both.
We found one of the Grace Group spooks.
I see.
Yeah, he tried to...
I thought as much.
You thought so.
You know as well as I do. A spirit cannot be moved from... It would appear that is also the case.
But what about George?
From my understanding, they were aware of their death.
Yeah.
Then there is your answer. They were spiritually ready to leave this world. This... Fielding, was it? Until he is made aware, he cannot be taken. Not...
So wait.
Whatever do you...
Leah, George. Just by trying to save them, we destroyed them.
I suppose. Yes, it could be seen that. But please, do not blame yourself.
Ignorance doesn't change.
Listen to me. Whatever or whoever is taking these souls, they were marked. All we can do now is move forward.
So what? We just...
Of course, it has been known for some spirits to become aware on their own. The right face, the right moment, and if that happens to... No. Our duty is...
How? The usual rules have been... We make a move and he gets hammered. And we're not gonna let that happen. Not again.
It is a dilemma for certain.
You've been around the block a few... Nothing like this has ever...
The destruction of the very essence of... No. Such a thing is... And to witness it?
We need to...
Of course. In fact... I might have an idea. I must confer with my host.
He's okay? Peter...
He is still... deceased.
This... You have no... You two. Thank you. I never even considered that Peter's soul could be... Yes, Heather. If she wasn't taken...
And this is a good...
Of course. If a soul is merely lost... And maybe...
So, what's your plan?
We are approaching this from ignorance, and possibly from fear. Before I was trapped in the void, I was a spirit guide. I can learn much from a spirit by looking at it, and talking to it. If Fielding's soul still exists, then it must be brought here.
And Heather. Heather's soul must still be out there.
And her as well, of course.
Peter Fielding's spook is at the gym. It's not you can talk to him there.
Are you kidding? I step out of this circle, who knows what could... If I die, there's a good chance I'll be an aware spirit, just like Leah and George.
Be at peace, my host. I would not ask you...
Well...
Besides, it is as you say, only spiritually aware. Since this Fielding is not spiritually aware, meeting him in his current state would be fruitless. We need to awaken him before I can determine anything about him.
Won't awakening these...
Don't be absurd. We'll put them behind this circle.
And how are we supposed to do that? Spooks like me can't enter the...
This might surprise you, Malone, but I did come here. Take this.
What's this thing?
Call it a totem. It was made with some of my essence. The circle was created in much the same manner, so it will make a when you awaken a spirit, use the totem to send them directly here. They will remain safely behind the circle until we can determine the next course of action.
So I'll be trapped in this circle with Peter?
I am afraid
Well, I suppose it can't be helped. And I guess it will...
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
No. Of all the people in our group, I think George once belonged to his gym, even took personal training, but George wasn't really the...
I need to know everything.
Well, there was one thing. It was a confession of...
What was it?
You don't understand. It was a confession. It might have been a long time. I can't betray that trust. It goes against...
Don't you think that under the circle...
I'm not sure. God.
Does it really matter? You lose...
My God, when you put it... Heather was a prostitute. She wanted to confess, but didn't feel right entering a church. She might have been Jewish, judging by her name, but I think she just wanted to speak to someone...
Understood.
Someone who had been to Grace Group meetings. Someone who had had a life-changing revelation, like I did. I don't know what her revelation was, but she wanted to purge herself of her old life. so she asked if I could come to her apartment and listen.
Do you remember where
I was a priest entering the house of a prostitute. She lived by Tompkins Square Park. Here,
Is there anything...
I just know she was a prostitute when she went to...
Is there anything else?
No. Of all the people in our... I think George once belonged to his gym, but...
I guess we should get...
Then I do believe our talk is concluded. Yes, my hope.
It's all right.
All right.
Yeah, stay inside.
I don't feel...
I know. Just...
It is my pleasure.
Hey, Joe.
What's going on?
I always used to wonder what it would never... Pretty solid. No way I'm... Some nasty spikes up there.
Hey, how'd you get in?
Ah, hello, Mitch.
Answer my question.
Oh, the gate was open. Is that all right?
Sure, I guess. Just be sure to close it when you... I don't want to get in trouble.
Those plants are dark and dusty. Can't... Frozen solid. Must lead... Excuse me.
Oh, what's up?
You sure you should...
Why shouldn't I be? It's so nice to finally have a night clear enough.
Clear night. You live...
I do.
No reason? Is your...
Oh, you came from
Ray?
Of course. You did.
No.
Oh, well. If you want a date...
A date?
Isn't that why you're here?
No, not at all.
Really?
Really?
Well, I suppose that... But we should stay out here. If we don't go in the bedroom, then...
You don't seem terribly surprised that I'm...
It is, but hey, I'm used... And for some reason...
Safe.
Yeah.
Huh. Can you tell me...
Grace?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on, think. You met in the basement of Grace...
What, like, I'm not an alcoholic.
Tell me about...
Father Michael?
Yeah, or...
I don't know him.
Are you sure?
You don't meet many priests in my line of... Or at least, if you do, they don't...
Do you know what...
I don't think...
You ever...
I don't think so.
Do you know...
I can't... I could get into...
Do you know a guy named Peter Fielding? Runs a gym in Murray Hill.
I can't really... I could get in...
So...
Can we not? Let's just enjoy the
Sure. Do you know a guy...
I can't talk. I don't want to get anyone...
So...
Ray's really exclusive with the clients we're given. I shouldn't have told you the name.
So, tell...
Ray's...
Well, Heather?
Sure.
Just a dark hallway. I can't... Can't see much, just... If it's all the same...
Officer Palm.
Yeah.
Do you know anything I don't know who he is, but...
Prostitution?
I don't know.
This just get... Anyway, Ray. Okay, the name Ray definitely comes up in the Vice Department database. There was a raid on a bar called Vantini a few years ago, and someone named Ray. No charges were.
Just Ray?
No. Whoever Ray is, that's his. Anyway, here's the address of the.
Thanks.
Sure.
Is there anything in this?
Let's see. Nope.
Do you have any?
Let me check. Nope. No.
Is there anything else you?
Just what I told you.
Are you sure?
Nope.
There are tons. Do you have a record of him? He's a priest.
Let's check. Sorry.
Do you know?
Tanya Corsi. What are you doing getting?
It's
complicated. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, there's not much to tell. She slipped in her shower and hit her head on the tub. She fell unconscious, and the coroner did an autopsy on her and found traces of whiskey and Valium in her system. Not a good combination.
She killed herself?
If you believe the tabloids, then yeah. But the coroner says no. There wasn't much in her system to actually kill her, but it was enough to make her a bit clumsy.
So it was just an accident?
So it would.
Is there anything else you...
I told you every...
Do you have... He's a priest.
Let's... Sorry.
You don't think...
That group... I think it's...
Well, I'd better...
Sure.
Can't see much, but there's a door right there. A locked gate.
Will you look at this, Denise? Someone, well, brave.
Hi.
Hey, look.
So what can you tell?
It's old.
Really?
Yeah. I work on my feet. Honestly, I'm surprised a big place like this can stay.
Do you know
Ray?
Yeah.
No.
I better not drink.
How about a coffee?
No thanks, Do you know
Sorry.
Well... Excuse me. I'm looking for Ray.
Ray, huh? And why would...
I needed to... I can't go into specifics, but it involves a...
Worked for him, huh?
She was a working girl. She worked for Ray.
Worked is the appropriate word, I suppose. Heather left my employ a long time ago.
Your...
Yes. You want to speak to Ray? She, the former Rachel Mendez, at your service.
So you...
Not directly, but I suppose I'm as much a fixture here.
So Heather worked for you?
She was very young. Very pretty. She's really dead?
I don't know. That's what I...
Is this a police?
Not directly. I'm working with them.
Well, in that case...
You said Heather...
Just that?
And you wrote...
You think I would drag her back against her will? And what would be the point? I replied, it's the nature of this business. Some girls try the life, some stay for years and it grinds, but occasionally, with luck and persistence, one like I did.
Did Heather have any enemies?
I suppose anything is possible. I screen our clients very carefully.
How does this business...
There's no bedroom upstairs. I own several apartments in the city. I give the girls room and board in exchange. Some of them skim. Hell, all of them skim. But I make sure to treat them well. They treat...
If you kept careful records, does that mean you have a list of Heather's clients somewhere?
No.
I really...
I give a premium product, and our client privacy is part. That client list stays in my...
Don't you want that client list?
You have no reason to suspect one. You can't even tell me. I won't betray my
I could bring...
I'd like to see every few years they try and raid, but nothing sticks. I give a privacy that client...
Well, I guess that...
Sorry I can't help. For what it's worth. I liked her. I suppose a drink to her memory is in order.
Thanks.
Denise, one gimlet, please.
I'm not going to steal paint. Whoever this was, he signed it, "Thanks for the tie, with love, AG." It's a painting of a woman dancing. It's dedicated. Looks like some. Hi.
Hey.
So that.
Yeah, sorry I didn't. She likes to keep.
Really? She told me her.
Well, I've made her.
Do you know about.
Look, I just work the bar, and I shouldn't answer them.
Do you know Heather? She was one of.
I don't know her.
Well, some vintage posters of a German crooner. Looks to be 50 years old. A painting of a. Some vintage no. I've been walking nonstop for 2 straight nights in the snow. I'm not here to. Looks like the kind of place where old men would read newspapers. Looks like the kind of place. Looks comfortable. Shame I'm not here for fun. Joey.
What? What do you want me to do? I'm not phasing through it. I'm not phasing. I might be dead, but I do. That door has got to lead back. I might be. Boy, if I could touch it, that would. It's hard to see. Pictures of young women in a painting of a young and attractive woman. I don't recognize the model, but nice couch. I suppose it's tacky, but looks like a bunch of phone numbers and address. Ghost. Another one of those. Just your standard pictures of important looking people. Huh, cute trick.